let me know if you are seeing me clearly. Let me know if you are hearing me clearly. If you're seeing and hearing me clearly, welcome to another episode of Extra Class, episode number 182. I trust that everybody has been having a wonderful and blessed weekend. Trust that everybody has been having a blessed Sunday. For the people that have finished cook and ready for to teach about some things we affect Jam Down, Jamrock, Jamaica land we love. Land of Food and Water, Bob Marley, Usain Bolt, Vibes Cartel, Buju Banton, Beanie Man, Capleton, some more people, Shelly and Fraser Price, them people, the Portia Simpson, the Pips, big up on yourself, manners and respect, Evelyn Aya.
Kaboom! Teach them! Always make sure the message reach them. You know, it's Teach Them, the #1 intellectual blogging panel on the YouTube channel. Hey, yo, yellow. Like, subscribe, and don't forget to click the notification button. Hey, yo, we always up to something. Teach them. Hey, yo, yellow. Send the message and make it reach them. It's Teach Them right here. Warlord representing.
We there, yeah, mama and papa, peace, big up on yourself. You understand? When you're not itchings. There is no time to waste, as Kalanji said. Big up to the people them where I shout you out in the comment section. You know what I think of. Manners and respect every time. Feel me? Peeps, big up on yourself. We come here every week and we talk about some things we have for the country. You understand? One of the recurring theme is missing persons. Missing girls, missing women, missing children. And unfortunately, we are faced with a similar situation this week where another young lady has been reported missing. Yeah? Teenage girls gone missing from same home on the same day in St. James. Saying big up to the person who said them like the intro. Man, as I respect in a family, you know, that a sharpshooter Jojo. Man, as I respect family. You understand what I say? Brocardi, blessings in the Empress. So I go on. We appreciate the support, something, you know. We appreciate the contribution, something, you know. Blessings every time. You understand what I say? Yeah, man. Big up yourself, Empress. This go and stay right beside me, so. See? So, peeps, normally, Courtney Bennett is here for the first time. Welcome, family. Peace. Welcome, Courtney Brown, for me now. Normally, the first hope is that the young ladies, when they're reported missing, or anybody who is reported missing for that matter, is that first and foremost, they're alive and they're in good health, and ultimately that they will be returned to their families or guardians. Yeah, that's what I mean. I say, yeah, man. So teenage girls, so both young ladies on screen, has gone missing from the same home in St. James. So an Ananda alert has been activated for 17-year-old LaShawn Rowe and 16-year-old Tadina Rowe, both of Portview, Pitford, Granville in St. James. The two young ladies have been missing since Monday, August the 5th. That is a long time now for two teenage girls, to be missing in Jamaica. So LaShawn and Tadina are both of black complexion, slim built, and is about 165 centimeters or 5 feet 5 inches tall. Reports from the Granville police are that about 11 p.m. LaShawn was last seen at home wearing a blue blouse and a floral shorts, while Tadina was wearing a blue and white polka dot dress and a pair of black slippers. All efforts to contact them since have been unsuccessful, and anyone knowing the whereabouts of LaShawn Rowe and Tadina Rowe is being asked to contact the Granville police at 876-952-3337, the police 119 emergency number, or the nearest police station. Whoa. Apparently they are sisters. Them are some family member. The article never say them are sister, but that's I assume say them are sister. You understand what I say? And think big up to the persons them when I tune in for the first time. You know, support is no crime. You know what I mean? I'm gonna try log in over Facebook so the people them can see what I go on and come across. Them not learn still enough cause them know them if you go subscribe but them not do that. I don't know why my phone a black out on Facebook so. See? I don't get that. Alright, something now go on right over Facebook. Let me restart the phone. Yeah, sir. Yeah, peeps. So that's the situation. So I sincerely hope that both young ladies, as I said at the top, are alive. They are in good health. And they will be reunited with their families in very, very short order. And them something. I'll keep you posted. If any more information becomes available, I will be more than happy to share that. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. They have been missing since Monday. Today is Sunday. 1 week settings that. You understand what I say? And unfortunately, we know the type of country that we live in and what this might mean. Zane. So, you know what thing go. Hold on the peeps. Alright, I go and balance it. So, I try bringing in a crowd from over Facebook. Look. I had promised that I would be streaming simultaneously on Facebook and YouTube, but it don't work out yet. The software that allows you to do that, or the websites that allow you to do that. Everybody have them content, them different packages and something, and some of them don't make no sense to me financially right now, but I still work on it. You understand what I say? Yeah, peeps. So that are the unfortunate situation there and thing. Normally we have discussions about what the government is or isn't doing in relation to crime and violence in the country. We many times berate and chastise and crucify the government, rightly so on many occasions, for the lack of investment in resources for the Jamaica Constabulary Force and the military for that matter. And we know that one of the issues that your work environment will influence your enthusiasm for your job. You understand? Your comfort level at your work environment will influence more productivity or less there, depending on the situation. And we know that many police stations across this country are in deplorable conditions. Many of them are in a state of disrepair. Many of them are occupying dilapidated buildings that should be out of commission. And the sad reality is that these are some of the locations that our police officers have to be operating from. And we even get started on vehicles and other equipment, bulletproof vests and helmets and all of them things there for the police force. We see now where there has been an announcement. The government is saying some things. About things. Government has earmarked 5 billion. I'm going to try with Facebook one more time before we get into this. 5 billion Jamaican dollars. Zane. I did live long time on Facebook. I never realized I did live. Nah, man, it's a whole stream this, man. That a trick me. Yo. Sure. Yeah, so hold on there, peeps. Hold on. Don't move. Don't move. Because I see me and I say, but I teach live and my name say me gone live. I don't understand. You understand? But right now, I don't get the option to go live right now either. So, I don't know. You understand? Hold on there. But so make sure I'm not live, because next thing, I'm going to do things and still live, and it's a problem in my life. Hey. Alright, peeps. Now look at the Facebook thing, I'll work out right now. So the government is to spend some $5 billion to rebuild, overhaul, and construct police facilities. So the government is spending over $5 billion to improve conditions at some 200 police stations across the island. So National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang made the announcement at the ceremonial opening of the Shady Grove Police Station. The Shady Grove Police Station, Sex City and Peace. I'm sure no one go on. You understand? Me they live in there. Not in the cell part, but in a building. Because, you know what I mean, you have to be careful the things when you speak of your life these days, you know. You understand? So, you know, so this is a newly refurbished and reopened Shady Grove police station. It look shady, you know, one look Grove there. You understand what I say? In Louadasville, St. Catherine on Friday. So the improvement works are to be done under an initiative called Rebuild, Overhaul, and Construct. Them always have some acronym. You understand? And till some people turn criminals on their acronyms them, but they know it ain't go. So the objective of the project is to convert all police stations into modern, citizen-friendly workspaces, provide officers with a comfortable environment conducive for work, while creating the ambience for citizens to willingly and comfortably engage the police. Zane, he said, we are on target to impact 149 of the 186 police stations in operation by March 2020. Anna, go on, Empress. Zane, never before in the history of Jamaica has a government invested so heavily in securing our nation. I have to put local politics in it. In every community, particularly rural communities, the public health center, the primary school, and the police stations are the foundations upon which community spirit and community identity are built, the security minister said. Chang said the security ministry has prioritized investing in the security architecture as a means of improving crime outcomes. We are investing heavily in ensuring that officers are appropriately equipped to carry out their duties effectively, including through the use of less lethal equipment. Chang informed that though continued partnership with the National Housing Trust and the Jamaica Social Investment Fund, the ministry of National Security is leading the charge of improving the quality. I want them to receive improving the quality of police stations in order to reduce crime and criminality. As I said, that would go a far way in changing how police officers see themselves, in changing their enthusiasm towards their job, changing their state of mind. You understand? If them have comfortable surroundings operating in. Zane Chang explained that in seeking to improve the work of the police in maintaining public safety and engaging the community, it is important that the physical infrastructure are fit for the purpose. He noted that the data show that there is a direct relation between the performance of police stations and the murder rate in their station areas, adding that by improving the physical space, officers are better able to perform their duties more efficiently. You understand? And the Shady Grove Police Station serves communities such as Pennington, Top Hill, Garden Hill, Lemon Hall, Ty Dixon, Wonder Bolas, St. John, and Roaring River. So it's a good move. I know them did break ground for about 2-3 more police stations last year. I don't know what is the situation in relation to that yet. I just get one email from somebody all on the piece, and it looked like it related to a story I just read earlier. Okay, no, I don't really that. Oh, it's some news item related, but before I get back to that in the future, like. You understand? So, well done to the security ministry. It's a step in the right direction. And them say every mickle make a muckle, and we complain a lot and we berate the JCF, Zine, and the security ministry from time to time. As I said earlier, rightly so. But when we say positive things, we're big enough to admit that positive things still are going on. Them still are corrupt. The police need to remodel. Well, hopefully the number of corrupt officers compared to the number of professional police officers continue to decline. You understand me? I say, Father Godfrey. You see? So, I mean, it's a step in the right direction for me. And I sincerely hope that it's not just media talk. It is not just because the camera and the lights are on us while we say these things. It is stated that the condition of some 200 police stations across the island will be improved with a $5 billion injection. We are going to watch and see. Yeah, so I say we are gonna watch and see cause you don't know a thing go. And thing. Whoa, what just go on? Nope. Yeah, but when my background, hold on the piece. I'm searching. But one me thing there, I can't find it. Sure. Alright, I'm gonna search for that look more. So I might as well just go back up here. So. Zane, I don't know what that there. Alright, peeps. So you know, cocaine bust again. You know, recently that has been a thing. Man in custody following multi-million-dollar cocaine bust. So the police have taken a man into custody following a multi-million-dollar cocaine bust in the Constant Spring, St. Andrew area. Let me say I can find one picture. I know one picture that available, you know, but I don't know what I do with it. You know, more time. Give me a 1 minute. Because I like showing how I go on in a dance, you know. You understand? Boom. Zane. See. Yeah, man. I'm gonna know one picture available, man. Alright. So it comes up. Boom, there, so. Picture there, so. I hope you fill up all our screen. Yeah, man. I like that. It's not the best picture, but it's a picture. You know what I mean? And we'll see what I go on. Oh, I forgot some of that about story, you know. You see me? So, man in custody following multi-million-dollar cocaine bust. The police have taken a man into custody following a multi-million-dollar cocaine bust in Constant Spring, St. Andrew. I think it happened sometime over the weekend. The police say the man was arrested during an anti-narcotics operation in the area. Yeah? Reports are that about 2:25 p.m. on the day in question, members of the Narcotics Division signaled a Mitsubishi Lancer motor car to stop in the vicinity of the Premier Plaza on Constant Spring Road. Then the driver complied and the vehicle and the driver was searched. Then police say they found 4 rectangular parcels containing white substances resembling cocaine in a knapsack in the car. I guess it's a picture and I really match that because, I mean, I don't know. But that picture come with the story. You see him? They seized the drugs and the vehicle and arrested the man. The police say the drugs have an estimated street value of more than 16 million Jamaican dollars. And the man's identity is being withheld pending an interview in the presence of his attorney. Remember, not so long ago, they seized $13.6 million worth of cocaine down at a terminal at the Kingston Wharf and a 4.5 billion Jamaican dollar drugs was some 60 miles southeast of Moran Point in St. Thomas. So, it might never go on with a little thing. You understand what I say, peeps? And all of these things are important, all of them drug seizure, because the reality we face is that many of these men who are trading who are involved in the drug trade, somewhere along the line start to invest in guns, and these guns are the weapons of choice for criminals in Jamaica. They are the weapons that are responsible for most of the lives that are being taken annually by Jamaicans against their Jamaican brothers and sisters. Yeah, so each time there's a dent in the drug trade, then at best or worst, it kind of slow down the acquisition of a few weapons. You understand? And the taking of a few lives. So, I don't know. Man held, Zane, along with 2 guns, including a Mach 11 in St. Catherine. So 1 man was arrested and 2 firearms, including a Mach 11 submachine gun, seized as police carried out 2 operations in sections of St. Catherine on Friday. So in the first operation, a team of police officers went to Quarry Hill in Spanish Town at about 4:30 p.m. During a search of the area, 1 Mach 11 submachine gun with a magazine containing 2.380 rounds was found in bushes near to a pig pen. No one was arrested in connection with the seizure, unfortunately. A few hours later, another operation was carried out in Portmore, St. Catherine, and one man was held and charged following the seizure of a firearm and several rounds of ammunition on Track Road in Gregory Park, St. Catherine. Police said the man, identified as Conroy Tulloch, otherwise called Trainer, is a 32-year-old resident of Track Road in the parish. He has been charged with illegal possession of a firearm and illegal possession of ammunition. The reports are that about 9:30 p.m., Tulloch was accosted and searched, and one high-point 9mm pistol with a magazine containing 9mm rounds of ammunition was found in his waistband. He was subsequently arrested and charged. Trainer, good as did up on a mission for go do some masha works and them something. The arm go masha works and just a forward in back. Or something. You understand what I say? He's not a police, he's not a soldier, he's not a licensed firearm holder. Well done to the police officers. So a more successes that from the police. I mean, well done officers. For some strange reason, I stream that now work. So, but I can't give officers them a round of applause. See, when I'm done. 8 taken into custody following firearm seizure in Harbourview. 8 people have been taken into custody in relation to the seizure of a firearm in Harbourview, St. Andrew. According to a statement from the Jamaica Defence Force, a Taurus 9mm pistol along with 18 rounds of ammunition were seized. Reports are that a joint police-military team was on patrol in the Bayshore section of Harbourview when a premises was searched. One person has been formally arrested following the gun seizure. A further 7 people were taken to the Elliston Road police station for processing. And there has been a flare-up of violence in that section of Harbourview over the past few weeks. And them something. So, more weapons are taken off the street by the police officers. So, there was a little bit of success by the security forces over the weekend. And we give thanks for that because right now, it things set away, brother. You understand what I say? And think, big up to the people them in the comment section. Big up to the people them. Where we entertain me, so why them stop kill them. In the come I suppose, brother. You know what thing go. You understand? As a policeman, use him weapon in the come and investigate, you know. You understand and things. So him and them I try all the others, yeah, sir. Zane? So peeps, we know also that if no guns are kill people in the country, or machete or knife, it is people are being killed on the road. You understand what I say? In accidents that 99% of the time can be avoided. Because 99% of the time is excessive speeding that is the cause of these accidents. Yeah? Now we're seeing the head of the road safety unit. Him kind of add a little bit more info to the discourse. He's saying worm roads causing crashes. You know, a worm normally, you understand? I guess I can have a worm straight still, but when I say worm, I assume the roads are winding. Then, worm roads causing crashes, says the director of the road safety unit. Worm roads factor into some of the island's crashes, leading to fatalities, says Canute here, director of the road safety unit in the Ministry of Transport. So he was speaking at a United Nations convened Caribbean road safety workshop at the Inter-American Development Bank office in St. Andrew on Thursday. He said that the unit was able to gather information about the road from airbags of vehicles involved in crashes. Interesting. Cars with airbags are smart vehicles with black boxes, and they are speaking. A critical piece of data that we have picked up is the fact that the road infrastructure has deficiencies. I mean, that goes without saying. You understand? There have been times that I've been driving in this country and you probably go somewhere for the first time. That if you drive a road for the first time, you drive slow, yeah, sir. Make you warm blow you easy that then go around and then turn back at you. Because the way I drive, Zane, and the road where you were supposed to dip on. You saw one road gone cross so because around one corner and you feel like say the road gone straight so, when the road actually continue around the corner so. But you know I look and the road looks so to you but you actually stay so. So imagine you cut cross every road and now something come so. Yeah, son, a whole heap of time I see them things there and me I say, yo, John no star. It's a good thing when I speed. He's saying that it therefore means that a lot of times when we will look at the crash data, we will blame the driver for what transpired when it is the road that helped to contribute to their demise. Here said the road safety unit is trying to acquire a friction tester to gather further data on the role of worm roads or gather further data on the role of worm roads in accidents. Zane? Here also a reason that lack of enforcement. I mean, Mr. Here, it's like you preach to the converted, you know. We know that in Jamaica, one of the things we have a lot of talk. There's always a lot of talk. Many talk shops. Many people have things to say. I got so much things to say right now. We talk and we talk and we talk. And when action is to be taken, nothing no go on. You understand? And promises this. Like them say, okay, we're going to remove tints from vehicle. You see them on the road 1 week, I remove tints. As long as you live again and I see them. You understand? Zane? I want to chat him about why if you blow brother. My youth, me want to tell you say you have to go. Big up yourself, bro. You do a thing now. You know, we appreciate the support. You see? So what you know, peeps? We speak a lot. But we don't do a lot. You understand? We say all motorcyclists should be wearing helmets. All policemen say ride without helmet. You understand what I say? It say all taxis, 4-seat, 4-door taxis like, not the 7-seater, yeah, should have one person on the passenger's front seat and 3 on the back. And right now people are in a lap. There was a time when them say all public coaster bus should remove loud music from the bus. You understand? And right now you can keep dancing with some of my bus them. I know some of my bus them. You understand? Mr. Lacrona Daily. Thank you so much, Empress. We say keep up the good work. Me I try you know. YouTube I make it difficult, but me I try. YouTube streets I get rougher and rougher because YouTube not easy, you know. But we are trying still keep a thing going. You understand what I say? And thing. But blessings, Empress. Appreciate that. That help. You see me? Right now. We'll go so boom so. Drop that on screen because them people are spending their money at bar. You see me? I say big up on yourself, peeps. It's Lacrona Daily and Brocardi. See? So you know. Here also reasoned that the lack of enforcement on the road traffic law, in addition to lack of proper equipment and commitment from various governments over the years, has contributed to the high rate of road fatalities. He said the use of breathalyzers was also an issue. The issue of the breathalyzer, Zane, is we have the law from 1995. But we are not committed to enforcing it. The entire breathalyzer system in Jamaica is popped down. Adela, big up yourself. The law requires us to test for our drugs. From as far back as 1995, we have refused to procure the devices that will allow us to do it. And we find all different excuses. While 300 and odd people die each year on the road. Then squad catch a man a speed, squad touch out in palm and a man grease in palm with a 5 grand in speed gun said way. You understand what me I say? And thing. Tracy Scott says she's by the pool chilling. Cool it down. Big up yourself, Miss Scott. You know, we appreciate that. You understand? So you know, Canute make some wonderful points here, so. But what I want to find out from Mr. Here, you see, Mr. Year is in charge of the road safety unit. What type of dialogue is Mr. Year having with the Ministry of Transport and Works? What type of dialogue is Mr. Year having with the government in trying to get some of these, with the Jamaica Constabulary Force, with the Transport Authority? You understand? Because yes, we know that there are a host of problems. There are many problems, myriad of problems. But Mr. Year going to a UN convention and making some wonderful statements without actually speaking to his bosses and the stakeholders, then he not really achieve much. You understand? But there's a number of things why we're dying on the road. Speeding is generally the biggest one. Yes, you have some roads where we make you run off a road. You have a million potholes. When you don't swing out a pothole, you swing off a road. You understand what I say? So, a whole heap of little things. But the powers that be, the JCF, the Transport Authority, the Ministry of Transport, they are not doing enough to enforce the laws that are on the books. You understand what I say? And we keep on adding laws. And the laws that exist already, we're not using them to maintain law and order on the road, but we want new laws. Let me not get it. You see me? So we hope that people will listen. You understand? We hope that people will understand that speed kills you. You see me? There are many accidents where people may have survived if they weren't driving as fast as they were driving. You understand? Boy, I mean, I know. I think this sort of way. In Jamaica, nobody don't listen to nobody these days, you know. And when you speak to people, you chat too much. You understand? And a fight, man. Zine and thing. Otis Henry say, freshman reported. Big up yourself, Father Henry. Appreciate the support. You feel me? Yeah, man. So what you know, peeps? Man say, Porsche wall. Yo, no easy more time, you know. So, peeps, I did this video yesterday. Sad story. Jamaica's wrong thing. Jamaica's National Children's Home, where wards of the state, one of the locations where wards of the state are held, was razed by fire on Friday evening, where now some 41 children ages 8 to 17 are now dislocated, as the entire top floor of the complex was destroyed by the fire. Its origins are yet to be found out and thing. So fire destroys Jamaica National Children's Home in St. Andrew. And I mean, even on a bad day, God is good. Don't, because we have seen instances in the past, Zane, where children's home would have been razed by fire, and the building was not the only thing that was destroyed, but lives were also lost. So it is awesome that no one was hurt, but it's really and truly sad that an institution like this, that plays such a critical role in the functioning of the country, is in this state. Miss Lorna Sayers, good evening, mommy. Happy to see you. Zane? And thing. So, you know, a fire of unknown origin destroyed sections of the Jamaica National Children's Home in Papine, St. Andrew, a facility that provided care and protection for youth rescued from poverty and neglect, and that occurred on Friday, the 9th of August. So approximately 41 children, as I said earlier, between ages 8 and 17 have now been displaced as a result of the blaze, which according to early estimates from firefighters, the damage is somewhere in the region of 300 million Jamaican dollars. Yeah? And it is not clear if the building was insured. Reports are that about 5 p.m., persons passing the area saw smoke coming from a section of the premises and raised an alarm. So a team of firefighters arrived at the location, and after several hours of battling the blaze, they managed to extinguish the fire. A total of 6 units were used to extinguish the fire. and the entire section of the upper floor of the 2-story building was destroyed. No injuries were reported, thank God. Seeing the Prime Minister and some other politicians were visited the scene. I saw Matthew Samuda, MP, Flavel Williams, the Prime Minister was there. Some other people was there. The Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation would have sent quite a number of relief items in aid of the kids already. They are asking for support, for contribution. I know that Sagicor would have pledged $1 million to the reconstruction of the facility. I am hoping that other corporate entities with the financial muscle to flex will also join in. It would be nice, you see? It would be nice. And we know some politicians in Jamaica, many of them loaded, them have it. It would be nice that for all 63 politicians, member of parliaments in this country, pledge $1 million to the reconstruction of this facility and the improvement of other such facilities in the country. See, $63 million would go a far way in helping to rebuild said facility, in helping to provide hope for children who are orphans, to provide hope for children who are lacking love and attention from their family, for children who would have run afoul of the law, for children who need all sort of things. Yeah? So it would be nice for politicians to come together for something greater than themselves. See? And pledge. Teach why government buildings are not normally insured. Why governments in Jamaica so corrupt, Chaddy Murray? So that's a question you can answer. So me can't answer your question either, brother. I do not know, you know. I don't know if that one I was insured still in a bro, but I doubt it. See, I don't think it's not only government buildings in a Chaddy. I don't think that in Jamaica we take insurance of buildings and property seriously. Yeah, we insure a car because if police catch you drive it without insurance, they might take you away. So we do that. See, some of us insure ourselves and family members. But the physical building that we own, many persons don't see that as being important, I don't think. So many a times when you hear a fire come, then you know say a problem after that. See, but I think that is something that we as Jamaicans probably need to look into and think. So they're asking for assistance, and as me I say, it would be nice for all 63 members of parliament to come together. Yes, it's only one MP's constituency, but the children are children of Jamaica. They belong to the whole of it. You understand what I say? It would be nice, not even $1 million. Zine and thing. So you know, if them pledge $500,000 each, then you know something might can go on. You see me? I still one good $30 million that. You see me? So you know, peeps, they are asking for donations. And if you're interested, I don't know if there's a bank account that has been opened since I did that video. Saying, I don't know if there's a GoFundMe campaign that has been launched. That has not been brought to my attention. But Matthew Samuda had tweeted yesterday morning that persons interested in making donations are being advised that they should drop them off at the location, National Children's Home, located at 17 Golding Avenue. There was something interesting in his tweet. He said the road to get there is very bad, so you have to drive carefully. That's an indictment on the government, Mr. Samuda. You understand what I say? And thing. That's an indictment on Flavel Williams, the MP. Fix the road there, mommy. Zane, he said that donations can be dropped off each day up to 5 p.m. I don't know what's the starting time. I never get that. So they must say up to 5 p.m. each day. And they said the immediate needs are clothes, shoes, and toiletries. Johnny Boy say a waste of faith. You see me? So if you are in a position to contribute to this noble cause, Zane, I think I have some shoes that I need to get together and some clothes. Because I have some youth up there where I can probably wear my clothes them and some of the youth them foot up on a larger size. You understand? So probably behind some shoes I'm not wear. Some of the done meds that already. I just not get round to it. Probably tomorrow or Tuesday. I get that sorted out. You understand what I say? So for the people them in a position where can assist toiletries, you understand? Clothes and shoes are the immediate need, because I think that the Kingston and St. Andrew Corporation would have donated a number of bedding items and stuff. So make we see what we can do now, peeps. You understand? So if it's possible, then just try help out a situation now. Because the youths them in a them home they already, because things in a them life were not ideal. So I could try help them to be as comfortable in this time as possible until they are given a permanent home. The Prime Minister would have said that they will be sent to a newly refurbished home for the interim, and then they will proceed in trying to fix up this one. So I could see how it gonna. You understand what I say? We know that a tri-parish state of emergency was declared for Western Jamaica, St. James and over Westmoreland. We have spoken about some stats in relation to murders and shootings in St. James on Friday night. We've seen a situation now where a teenager who has been detained under the SOE in St. James has died. So a male teen who was detained by security personnel within the ongoing state of emergency in St. James last week. Adela said, I have to drop that off myself, and see them get it. I not trust no politician. I don't know that a politicians really do the collections up there, so it's probably the persons who are responsible for operating the home though. But I understand the sentiments of it. See, me just care my things them go up, they go drop off. Me know me then do my part. See, if them want my two all shoes them on them conscience, and probably a couple new ones on them conscience, then I feel them business that. You understand what I say? And thing. So I could see what we can do. I see man have GoFundMe account, so them want phone to go live by IG, to talk, mix up and sus. So I see why we can't have a GoFundMe campaign for a cause like this. You understand what I say? And thing. So I just my opinion that still. I know some people probably offended by that statement, but who cares? Definitely not me. You understand? So you know, so the male teen who was detained by security personnel within the ongoing state of emergency in St. James last week collapsed and later died at the Cornwall Regional Hospital on Thursday. Whoa. The deceased has been identified as 18-year-old Tajay Tomlinson of Providence Heights, Montego Bay, St. James. The Independent Commission of Investigations, INDICOM, which has taken an interest in the matter, is awaiting the results of a post-mortem examination to determine the cause of death of the detainee. It's an interesting development in the peeps. Tomlinson was picked up by security personnel, reportedly on suspicion of having committed a robbery on Monday, July 29th. According to initial reports, he complained of feeling unwell and became unconscious while in his cell at the Freeport police station. He was rushed to hospital where he was pronounced dead. Teach, scammers might defraud the GoFundMe initiative. Well, I true that still Miss McFarlane. You understand? But you know the funny thing about that, Miss Mac, we still have decent Jamaicans of the highest integrity out in the field, you know, whether locally or in the diaspora. You understand? My understanding though is that you're not able to set up a GoFundMe campaign from Jamaica. So it have to be somebody overseas in the States and other places, I think. We have Jamaicans out there who are still good people, whose hearts are still in the right places, whose hearts are still in the right place. Zane, and for an initiative like that, I think the people them are gonna get what them forget if the right people them get control over it. But we have seen cases in the past, Miss Mac, for real, where persons purporting to be good Samaritans create GoFundMe campaign for children who are sick and need operation and them something there. So and no money no pass over to the victims them and them something there. So I don't know. I don't know. You understand? The Gaza say police need to bust more heads. But you see the problem with that, you know, is that as the police them bust a head in the come and try bust off them head. You understand what I mean? I say, and many police officers are now operating with the fear of Indicom in the back of their minds. Many police officers are not as enthused about certain situations as they were in the past, because the moment them discharge them weapon, the moment them discharge them weapon, whether them a defend themselves or not, Indicom or investigate, and then some man can bother with that answer. So as I say, Indicom have its place, but Indicom understand say police officers are still police officers, and if a police officer I do the right thing and I try to protect innocent people, Zane. And thing, Indicom sometime need to temper them approach, but I just my opinion that at the last year, me hearing some terrible stories from this SOE. More time I want bag of abuse and beating the tea in your face. That is unfortunate, Adi. And the reality is that even during a SOE, if a man is detained, he still have his constitutional and human rights, and those ought to be respected. And them need to do something about that if that is persisting. You understand? Godfrey said blessings for Kentucky, justice for Kentucky kid. So I understand the concern, Zane. Alright, Miss Scott, me link you look over here. Zane, I understand the concerns, Adela, Zane, and thing. And the reality is that many a times innocent persons are detained under the SOE. You see me? And if abuse is being meted out to them, then I sincerely hope that the agencies with oversight responsibility for things like that, Indicom and the Inspectorate of the Constabulary and Jamaica for Justice and the Office of the Public Defender and them people there are fed with the information, and as such investigations can be done. Zane and thing. Diplomatic, big up yourself. So you know, he was rushed to hospital where he was pronounced dead, and Indicom is continuing its investigation into the development. And at the time of his death, Tomlinson was waiting to be placed on an identification parade. Zane, irrespective of whether or not Tomlinson guilty for the murder, my hope say it's not because of any form of physical abuse that was meted out to him that would have led to his death. You understand what I say? And thing. So, you know what thing go, peeps. I move on. On Friday night again, I bro, crime peer with gunshot. Know that and leave the gun alone. But some man meds that in the Gaza. Some man, as long as them have a gun, them are the baddest thing in the world, and nothing can stop them, and them infallible and them can't fail. Zane. So some man I just for them thing that, and some of the man them with a bus gun. Cause we have this impression, you know. We have this impression say most time of the poorest youth them, the deprived youth them, the youth them who can't find food, a bus gun. You would be surprised as to some of the people who are being killed by police and other gunmen in shootout these days. Men who have everything. So yes, I suppose there's still a percentage of the criminal network underground surface people them who are disenfranchised and or quote unquote, or we like to say ghetto youths. The inner city youths. They don't trodden, they oppressed. But then you have some Jamaicans who are well off, who get involved in some nefarious things. You wonder how come this a person end up here, sir. But I suppose I just some man choose their own destiny, so you know one thing go. You see. So on Friday night we spoke about a situation where a man was killed on his veranda and a next brother who was talking to him at his gate in a car was shot and injured. The police are saying that the man who was killed on his veranda in Trelawney last week was on the police's radar. Sidewalk Music TV said most gunman poor. Boy, Sidewalk TV, big up yourself. I can't quantify that, you know. See, and poor, I suppose, is to be placed in context. Because look at it. No gun, no cheap. See? No gun, no fire off a ear. So in order to purchase a gun, you have to have a food there, so. In order to use that weapon repeatedly, you must purchase ammunition. See? So the money that way you use purchase a gun and a purchase bullet. You don't feel like so the money that could be used for try elevate yourself out of the situation where you exist in. See? How about buying some things and start a hustle? If you understand what I say. So it all come back down to the mentality. I am a poor youth. I grew up in a very poor family. I was born in a very poor family. I ain't rich, but I not plan to stay poor. And I not kick down nobody's door. You understand? And I not look no load for score. It's hard work, me hard work. Yeah, you can rent it too, but then you still have to find money for rent it, Adila. But then you go ball so you're hungry, or you find money for rent a gun if you're hungry. You understand what I say? I know many youths were born poor and grew up poor. You see him? And them never resort to the gun. Some of the man them like myself still a try to fight it, still a try and make it. You see me? Me are the first youth in my family got a college family. You see me? College is not a thing in my family. You see me? And we are trying to change the look of the family. Because my youths, them have to go to college. And that's how the thing go. Our university, I try to be better than me. You see me? So, we get up and yes, we're poor. But then, what we're actively trying to do to change poverty above the law, within the limits of the law and the confines of the law. And yes, I understand so some people are going to teach and everybody bright and can go to school. At the end of the day, I never got to school until I was 5 years old. The first time I went into a classroom was when I was 5. I have shared this story many times. Zine? So I wasn't a bright child. I started school when I was 5. I only spent 1 year in basic school because Miss Steele said she can't keep me no longer than 1 year. You understand what I say? So if me can do it, why some more youth can't do it? There was never a point in my life growing up in abject poverty really that I entertained any thought of doing anything illegal. You understand what I say? I start because I say Mr. Police. Ah! I'm going to laugh first, the Gaza. See, look on the name of the channel, that will tell you my profession. See? I started late. Later than some of them youth. Enough of them youth we a bus gun. I got to school from them at 2. Enough of them youth we a bus gun. Go to school, go waste them time. Enough of them youth we a bus gun. When them a go to school, nobody can talk to them because them is a land to themselves. So why we keep finding excuse to say them poor? Remaining poor is a choice, family. Every man now gonna be rich, but every man can find something to do to make them life better. That's my honest opinion that. And if a man can rent a gun or buy bullets, him can start hustle. Zin? If a man can go rent a gun, or buy a gun, or buy ammunition, him can start a hustle. Enough for them youth who you talk about in a poverty, them waste some time at school, yo. I am an educator, me see them. Some of them you can't, them not interested, brother. You see me? So, what you gonna do for your man when you're interested? So, at the end of the day, it is what you choose. And the road where you choose, man. You understand what I say? I know what poverty was like in my early life. You see me? I'm not talking about no make believe poverty. I'm talking about poverty. You see me? And I am not doing the best, but I am not doing the worst. But you know the reality is that I plan to do better than I am doing now. Zine, and I know intelligence cause that. It's just you knowing what you want. Like, me tired to tell people this, you know. Zine, me tired to tell people, say, at the end of the day, you as an individual determine your destiny. Nobody else, you know, you determine your destiny. Me grew up, when I grew up, every youth around me a smoke. I no smoke. Every youth around me ears pierce. My ears them not pierce. Every man a shave them eyebrow. My eyebrows them never shave, brother. Every man a put on tattoo when we a teenager. No tattoo not upon my body. You understand me I say? Because from day one me realize say, yo, me have a brain for myself and me can use that. And we not get caught up in the crowd. So what you want? You want for come be in the same situation where your parents them did, you know? You want your youth them for come in the same situation where you grew up, you know? Your ultimate responsibility as a human being in life is to ensure that you do better than your parents. Yes, Dave Robinson, I know my side get forward today. Big up yourself. You understand? It's not the way. I know you're going to struggle this season, but this is not the way that I hope the season would have started. But big up to Man U. Big up themselves. But them deserve them for. We were unlucky in some instances, but it is football and big up Man U. See it? Yeah, man. You see me I say, so at the end of the day, peeps, I am at a stage of my life where me not make an excuse to nobody. Because me never make an excuse to myself. You understand what me I say? As me I say, your ultimate aim in life is to become better than your parents. See? That is your aim in life. To become better than your parents. Simple maths. Nothing hard than that to add up. And to give your children a better life than the life that you had. You see me? Not for them youth these days, you can't tell them about certain things. The man them tell about your parents, brother. Because no man no sweat. No man no go in the sun go work because every man a bleach. Yo, that's our next thing. But that's the next story for your next time. I want done the stream in the evening. Because night are coming up. Man killed on his veranda in Trelawney last week was on the police's radar. Here I know, 54-year-old Cordelia Clark. I just not say that name as a man name, but never mind. The man who was shot by unknown assailants on his veranda in Bracco, Trelawney on Tuesday was on the police's radar in relation to a number of crimes that were committed in the parish. In fact, he was charged for creating public mischief in connection with 2 bomb scares at parish courts in Trelawney last year. One in Duncan's and the other in Falmouth in August and December respectively. Indications are that Clark had a case before the courts, and it was believed that the bomb scares were fabricated to force the postponement of the matter. He was also recently arrested in connection with a robbery in the parish. After receiving reports of the robbery, the police intercepted a car along a roadway and tried to stop the vehicle, which was driven away. The police gave chase, but the 2 men who were in the vehicle escaped. Clark, who was believed to have been the getaway driver, was subsequently held. He was killed by unknown assailants with a gun attack at his home in the parish on Tuesday night. A construction worker was also shot and injured during the attack. The police report that Clark was sitting on his veranda, talking to a man sitting in a parked car, when they came under gunfire from unknown gunmen, who pounced upon them, and the two were shot and taken to hospital, where Clark was pronounced dead. Yo, you have to take bad things with joking on. Father Clark would have been arrested in relation to creating public mischief when he called the courthouse repeatedly at the police station to say that there was a bomb inside the Falmouth courthouse and the Duncan's courthouse, because he had a case in front of the court. Zane Brocardi, I don't know what caused it on the Empress. My apologies, Zane. Because he had a case in front of the court and he wanted to have the matter postponed. He was also recently arrested. I would have said something I say, but make it stay. Yeah, so let me say, yeah man, moving on. Man gunned down in Zadie Gardens. Like you realize that the obituary part I extremely send you know. Gunmen struck Zane in Zadie Garden in St. Andrew, leaving one man dead. See the man there going there vehicle. I don't know. The deceased has been identified as 48-year-old Omar Gracie. The killing took place minutes after 3 p.m. at the intersection of Aldine Drive and Washington Boulevard. Police report that Gracie had made an arrangement with another party for him to purchase parts for a vehicle he was repairing, and had left his home in the community to meet the man who had telephoned him minutes earlier. However, he was attacked and shot while walking with the cash. Two men reportedly started shooting at Gracie, sending him hurtling to the ground. It appears that he found strength and regained his footing and attempted to flee, but never made it. More than 20 feet as his attackers corralled him and shot him several times in his head after he fell beside a light pole close to Washington Boulevard. The bandits relieved him of the cash and made their escape on foot in the direction of Red Hills Road, says the police report. Whoa. So somebody knows say him a go do the transaction and set him up. Careful who you tell your business. You understand? St. Thomas mechanic gunned down. A St. Thomas man was gunned down at his home in Norris, Yalas, recently. He is identified as 47-year-old mechanic Devon McDonald. It is reported that about 12:10, McDonald was pounced on by unknown assailants who shot him several times. I think this morning, this going on yesterday morning. As he arrived at his home, he was rushed to the Princess Margaret Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. The police say no motives has yet been established for the killing. Wow, another double murder in Spanish Town. So this is the third one in recent times, yeah? So the bloodletting in the old capital of Spanish Town continued on Saturday night, when two men were shot dead by a gunman in the March Pen Road area. In what kind of area? March Pen area. I did a video recently, and I said that it is my fervent opinion that all places with the word pen affixed to their names be changed, as the word pen has a connotation of an area constructed to house animals. And it is also my belief, I need to change this, that the name of a place or the names we answer to influences the way we think and the way we act. And I am positing, I am suggesting that not all places, though, with pen in their name have a violent reputation. But the reality is, established, especially in the pen they have two N, brother. And the pen they come from Pennsylvania, not goat pen or hog pen. But the reality is, and the evidence is there, the stats are there to suggest that some of these places with the word pen affixed to their names needs a change in said name. May Pen, March Pen, Toss Pen, Grants Pen, Thamesha Pen, Lakes Pen, Cockburn Pen. And we can go on and on. There are many places in the country with pen in their name. And as I said, not all of them are violent places. But the reality is that, especially the ones in St. Catherine and the corporate areas, these places have reputation that precedes them. And I am no expert in the effect that a name will have on a person or a place. But I have covered enough stories since I started this channel on the 22nd of August 2016 to suggest to me that the names that we answer to and the names of the places we live influence, in many instances, our destinies. I could be wrong, but the information is coming on strong. Alright? The bloodletting in the old capital of Spanish Town continued on Saturday night when two men were shot dead by gunmen in the Marchpen Road area. The deceased have been identified as 26-year-old Marvin McDonald and 22-year-old Ruben McLean, both of Spanish Town, St. Catherine. According to the police, about 11:55 p.m., the two men were in the vicinity of a plaza along Marchpen Road when they were approached by armed men. The men opened fire at McDonald and McLean, who were both shot several times. The gunmen then fled the scene, and the police were alerted, and the wounded men were later pronounced dead at the hospital. Over recent weeks, Spanish Town and surrounding communities have recorded at least 3 other double murders, which have heightened fear among residents there. On Sunday, July 28, 2 women, whose sources believe to be mother and daughter, were shot dead by a gunman in Eltham in Spanish Town. The deceased were identified as 37-year-old Winsome Williams and her 23-year-old daughter, Daniela Carnegie, otherwise called Bud. Zienza reporting that incident at about 9 p.m. The two were at home in Eltham when a group of men went to the premises and opened gunfire, hitting them both several times. The police were called and the 2 victims were rushed to hospital where they were pronounced dead. The Sunday before that, the bodies of 2 other women were found at a premises on Bonanza Crescent in Lauriston, on the outskirts of Spanish Town. The deceased in that attack were identified as 28-year-old Alexine Rodney, otherwise called Sasha, from Bonanza Crescent, and the other woman only known as Alia. Reports in that incident are that the decomposing body of the 2 were found with gunshot wounds and their throats slashed. And the Spanish Town police reported that on Sunday, July 21st, residents living in the community reportedly smelt a foul odor coming from the premises and went to investigate. Upon them getting to the location and carrying out a search of the house, they stumbled upon the decomposing body of the woman along with a toddler who was alive and had been unattended to for an estimated time of almost 2 days. And thing. Zane, back in June, 2 men were ambushed and shot dead in a daylight attack on Wellington Street in the heart of the busy Spanish Town business district. So a suspect in that case who was believed to have been shot when a lone policeman on the scene intervened in the attack was reportedly held when he turned up at hospital for medical treatment. It is not clear whether investigators have made any further breakthrough in their probes of those 3 double murders. One thing the murder story them done, no. Man shot dead outside strip club on Old Hope Road in St. Andrew. A 42-year-old man was shot dead by a gunman traveling on a motorcycle outside a strip club on Old Hope Road in St. Andrew on Friday. The deceased has been identified as Anthony Gabby of a Swallowfield, St. Andrew address. The St. Andrew Central Police reported that about 12:30 a.m., Gabby was directing vehicles into the parking lot of the strip club when 2 men drove up on a motorcycle. The men pulled firearms and opened gunfire, hitting him in the upper body. They then fled the scene. The police were alerted, and upon their arrival, Gabby was seen lying motionless in a pool of blood. He died at the scene. No motives have yet been established for the killing. Minty, blessings in the family. You know what thing go? Yes, sir. And Jamaicans are being murdered abroad and Jamaicans are being murdered abroad. Ain't it? No, we're safe, I suppose. Jamaican restaurant owner among 2 shot dead in the US. A suspect has been charged. See? Authorities have charged a suspect with first-degree murder in the shooting death of 2 men at a Jamaican restaurant in Virginia. So the news said of police on Friday that 37-year-old Darrell Keith Cheney Jr. is charged with 2 counts of murder, possession of firearm by a convicted felon, use of a firearm while committing a felony, and discharging a firearm inside a building. Zane? Chani is accused of shooting 55-year-old Aki Arad Abdul Haq Murad, and 62-year-old Barrington Anthony Brown on Thursday. So you know that Barrington is a yard man. Thursday afternoon at Duns River, Jamaica and Caribbean restaurant. Brown was reportedly the owner of the restaurant. Set away. You understand? Set away, family. And as me say, and I just, the thing I go on, Zane, everywhere, where yard man there, misfortune I befall we. Things set away. You understand? Things set away. Normally, we come across stories where we hear that a man would have killed his woman, his girlfriend, his wife, his baby mother. We come across another situation now where a female is believed to have killed her boyfriend. And I know immediately some person say, whoa. And some person say, what she do? Stab him. Or she chop him. Or she poison him. Or she shot him. Neither of the above. None of the above. He's a welder. Welder allegedly strangled by his girlfriend. Independence Day will never be the same for Tony Tyndale, whose son, Tashane Tyndale, was allegedly strangled by his girlfriend at his home in Finegrass, Manchester. According to reports from the Corporate Communications Unit, Tashane who is a welder, had an altercation with his female companion early on Tuesday morning. It is alleged that the female used an electrical cord to strangle the 20-year-old. The report further stated that he lost consciousness and fell to the floor. The police were summoned and he was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Tony, who is the father, said that Monday night the girlfriend hear me talk. Well, Tony, this is the boy that died, I think. Hold on there. Yeah, okay. Him say him son tell him say Monday night the girlfriend heard him talking to his baby mother about school for his child, and they got into an argument after that. So that a Monday night. Tuesday morning now, Zane, the girlfriend's child, which would be the youngster's stepchild, went to knock up Ty Shane's father and said that her mother and Ty Shane were in an argument. The father said he went to ask what was going on, and the son told him that it was okay. So he went back to his room to watch a video until him doze off. That's what him say. You see? I soon read that, Miss Scott. He said that hours later, his sister woke him and said that the police were there to see him. Tracy, I say I was in Jamaica 3 months ago at a party and a young man broke my windscreen because I did not reciprocate his advances. These young men are savages. I'm glad you're alright, Empress. I'm glad say not never happened to you. You understand? My Jamaican brothers, boy, I don't know. So you know, I went out there and saw the girl in the back seat of the police car. He, the cop, started to ask me if I was Ty Shane's father. You know, normal procedure questions. So me asked, where is Ty Shane? Because me think they fight and she went to the station to report it. He said, your son is in the room, lifeless, he said. The 63-year-old said he tried to see his son, but the police barred him because the room was a crime scene. He said that when he was finally told to come in and identify his son, Zane, that made him weak. He said that the family has been rocked by the sudden death. His sisters and brothers are stressed out about it. His little sister, who is a mute, her mother died in 2014, and now she's faced with the death of her brother. She bawled like a baby. Right now, I feel like a fish out of water. I feel like a golf ball up on my throat. Whoa. I feel like I lose about 15 to 20 pounds between then and now. It's very rough. It's rough. So meanwhile, Deputy Superintendent of Police for the Area 3 Police Division, Christopher Brown, said they are investigating the case as a homicide and the investigations are advanced at this point and they will await the outcome. It said that we have some information that we are working with. We have physical evidence regarding this particular matter that we are dealing with. These things require forensic information. We have been actively engaging persons who are potential witnesses, and it is a combination of these factors that will help us determine better what we are doing. So the female will be questioned in the presence of her attorney soon, I suppose. Brandon Lee, big up yourself in the family. You see him. And thing. I don't know. Whoa. So peace, may have a few more things to deal with and then we'll call it an evening, because night come. So you know, we spoke about this shortly recently, where we spoke about the import bill versus our export earnings. See, and I came across some information released by the Statistical Institute of Jamaica, Statin, that said Jamaica imported US $2 billion worth of goods between January and April. Between when? January and April. over 2 billion US dollars. Now Jamaican dollars, you know. Over 2 billion US dollars worth of goods. And the issue with that is this. A lot of the things that we are importing are things that are here already. We import food. We import cabbage and banana and yam and sugar and them something. See? There are some things that we don't manufacture. I get that. So we import them things there. But what about the things them where we have here, where we are import? See, I hear Alisha recently say them now grant no license, no import license to some people who import. I don't remember what. If I cheese or a beef or whatever. See? Why that never happened donkey years ago? Jamaica imported over 2 billion US dollars worth of goods between January and April of this year. That is a nearly 9% increase when compared to the similar period last year. So we keep on improving. The numbers are reported in the International Merchandise Trade Bulletin released by the Statistical Institute of Jamaica on Friday. The April 2019 bulletin shows export earnings amounted to over $500 million US dollars for the period. So we're going to pause right there. So again, we are importing 2 billion US dollars worth of things, while we are only exporting $500 million US dollars. So we are the trade deficit is 1.5 billion US dollars. And you know the worst thing about that? A lot of the things that we are... Good evening, Miss Evelyn Brown. A lot of the things that we are importing, we have enough land space in this country, idle lands and idle ants and qualified personnel and people with the skill set to be manufacturing some of these same things that we are importing. Over $500 million export earnings to $2 billion import bill. $1.5 billion trade deficit. Because we're ready, everything was the people do want. And a lot of the things that we are importing, we have them here. So it goes back down to us Jamaicans, we're not supporting our own. But then the reality is that if these things were not being bought by Jamaicans, then them could not come here. Because who you going to sell them to? Some Jamaicans prefer to buy the imported things and to buy from a local farmer. Because we claim that the imported ones look bigger and better. Because we claim that the imported ones cheaper. Yes, these things that are being imported are produced in economies of scale. Versus a country like Jamaica, where the energy cost is so high, the labor cost is so high, so you can imagine that it will cost more to produce certain things, so the price may be a little bit higher. But these things are coming from places like China, Zine, and Southeast Asia, from economies of scales, where these things are being manufactured for little and nothing, and being sold to Jamaica for everything. It all boils down to vision and purpose. Why is it we are allowing, and we have a Ministry of Industry and Commerce, and a Ministry of Agriculture and Fishery, and a Ministry of all sort of things, Zine, why are we not regulating more robustly the things that are imported in this country? It's a simple thing, you know. If I had the power, Zine, and this might sound harsh, certain things couldn't be imported into the country because they are already buy what we got, or use it. Simple maths. Because we are causing other countries to become wealthy while we are becoming paupers. And as the persons in the comment section, Miss Pearlie Simpson and Brocardi and Wildlife and Adila say a slave labor. That's why it's a cheap, brother. See, all of these, many of these things have hormones and different pathogens and crap in them, and we just poison myself, brother. Because we are trying to save $1. Because we not support one another. These countries are becoming wealthy nations while we are becoming poorer and poorer. So yes, starting release data says, okay, in the history of the independent Jamaica, unemployment has never been lower than it is now. But also, starting also release data that suggested that poverty is increasing. Because the wealth is not equally divided. So the system set up where the richer get richer and the poorer get poor. Poorer. Terror Dan, big up yourself in a little brother. You know what thing, you know? You understand me? I say, manners every time, you know, bro. You see me? So, at the end of the day, what we read, and you see, me keep on coming back to this question, you know. What do we want as a people? What do we want as a nation? Certain things are not as hard as we make them out to be. Certain things is a matter of policy, implementation, and stick-to-itiveness. We don't have implementation, we don't have stick-to-itiveness. Yes, trade is important. But why is it can we not be making more money through exports than we are spending to import things? And yes, I know some of our farmers, them, in a them negotiation, pricing and things, some of them kind of I got over the top. But the reality is that we're not into supporting our own. But what do the maths? You have a Jamaican owned and operated wholesale. And you have a Chinese wholesale across the road. If 1,000 people patronize those two outlets for the day, I promise you, say 900 go over a Chinese place and 100 go over a Jamaican place. It don't have to be Chinese either, because I don't want to hear so me fight against Chinese. Over the Indian man place. Alright. Over somebody with very high color place. Versus somebody with more melanin. It's a mindset. We importing chicken, we importing pork, we importing mutton, we importing. What you mean you import mutton? Look how much goat there in Jamaica, yo. We say unemployment rate. So if we make it a situation where hoteliers and supermarkets have to buy from local farmers, then it means a couple youths when not gainfully employed can go raise some goats and raise some cows and raise some pig. Eh? And you know the funniest thing is that when we go operate businesses overseas, them the people that not really come off our place. Unless them have to come there, you know. Them all guard them one people place first. But we are do the reverse and I go other people places and now support our one people. I could finish this. Zane, the April 2019 bulletin shows export earnings amount to over $500 million for the review period. That is about 2% lower than the amount earned in the same period, 2018. So watch what I want. The import bill has increased by some 9%, while the export bill has decreased by 2%. So we are making less money off exports and spending more money on imports. And a lot of the things that we are importing are made in Jamaica. I now fight my Caribbean brothers, but take up most items in you're going to supermarket and look, made in Trinidad. A lot of the things that we make a Trinidad, make a Jamaica. How many things that are made in Jamaica are being sold in Trinidad? How many things that are manufactured in Jamaica are being sold in Trinidad? But yet still, more things that are made in Trinidad are being sold in Jamaica than the things that are made in Jamaica. What kind of sense that? What kind of thinking that? Like, yo, me not get it. Export to the United States declined slightly, with over US $200 million coming in. Meanwhile, Jamaica imported over US $1 billion worth of goods from the United States. So do the maths. The United States have a much bigger market than Jamaica has in terms of simple population. And we can only get $200 million out of trade from the United States, while the United States would have collected some US $1 billion worth of goods that they sent to Jamaica. You see the issue there, sir? But the reality is this now, that how enthused are the politicians to stem this tide? Many of them are not, because some of these businesses belong to them, or them family, or them friend. So them not gonna stop for them food, or them family food, or them friend food. Or them financial backers when election time come. So what is the drive to reduce the amount that we spend on importation in this country? It's not great. Why me I go stop one hotel chain from import X amount of pork and X amount of mutton and X amount of beef, and tell him say him for go buy from some man on a St. Elizabeth when him I finance my election campaign? This is almost a 24%. This is almost 24% higher than the previous year. So now, we have increased our import bill with trade in trade with America to 24% compared year to date to last year. Statin says the categories include mineral fuels, etc., machinery and transport equipment. So fine, we don't have oil. I get that. We don't have natural gas, so we purchase that. See it? We don't manufacture machinery and certain equipment. I get that. But FOOD, food, were the major commodities that saw more imports. Jamaica have the best food in the world. We have everything what we eat. Everything what we eat out here, we grow it here or we raise it here. Rowan actually said me have it wrong. Okay. See? So why is it we need to be importing so much of the food what we already have in Jamaica from the United States of America? Because some man business have to run. Here, Ron, me see where you say me have it wrong. Explain to me what me have wrong in the family. Zane? The country imported over 600 million US dollars of mineral fuels An increase of almost 16%. But then you see the next problem with that again. Sunshine in Jamaica are every day a year. But our electricity is being generated mostly from the burning of crude oil. How long is it going to take us as a nation to understand that we need to move into more sustainable sources of energy? Yes, we have Wicton Wind Farm. Yes, one solar farm that's somewhere down at St. Elizabeth. Yes, many companies and private citizens are moving towards solar. But when is there going to be a national thrust? And yes, there was an LNG floating plant commissioned by the Prime Minister recently off Old Harbour Bay. See, I understand strides are being made. But why in 2019? After there's so much advancement in technology around this world, see, that we are still dependent on the archaic method of burning crude oil for electricity, when we can tap into the sun's energy 366 days for a year upon a leap year, or 365 and a quarter day each year. Some places where breeze are blow off your house top. Well, we can't have some more solar farms. Like, I don't know. In the meantime, food imports were valued, listen to this, at $300 million US dollars. You know what I would like to see? And I'm going to try to get that information there. I would try to get. I would like to see an itemized list of the goods imported as food in this country. We spend $300 million to import food since the 1st of January to April. An increase of 9% more than last year. So instead of it getting better, it is actually getting worse. Without vision, the people perish, man. Without vision, the people perish. Uncle Ruel and cousin Dean-Rory. Yo. My hands are clean. It's like how my hand them clean. The man I say man them clean. Bernard defends tenure as permanent secretary in the Education Ministry and slams the Auditor General Pamela Monroe Ellis's adverse findings. I come. I mean, I want a moderation, moderation there. Worries in the dance, worries tonight. Ready or not, peeps? Let me go on a look background on Dean-Rory Bernard situation and now still. Dean-Rory Bernard was the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Education during the tenure of one Ruel Adolphus Reid. That is not the man's middle name, peeps. Something go on in the land and Ruel Reid tell Dean-Rory Bernard be gone. Dean-Rory Bernard was transferred to the Ministry of Finance to take up a post that he says does not exist of Director General of the Finance Ministry. I did some investigation. I did some digging. You understand? You know you're digging like. And in my digging, it was revealed by persons who would know that the post of Director General at the Ministry of Finance is one local post where them create For when you're in our next ministry and them want to get rid of you, them send you over there so to go and cool out. Yo, watch you now. So that's a Dean-Rory Bernard story. After he was unceremoniously removed from the Ministry of Education by one Ruel Adolphus Reed, he was replaced by then Chief Education Officer Dr. Grace McLean. Dean-Rory Bernard has since filed a motion, I don't know which court, if a Supreme Court or Constitutional Court, one court where say he is aiming to block the permanent appointment of Dr. Grace McLean as permanent secretary in the Ministry of Education. Because I want back in work. Yo, there's never a dull day in Jamaica. Welcome to Jamrock. Camp where politicians camp at. Whole heap of millions in them backpack. Yo, Dean-Rory Bernard and Peace more to look. Every picture with this man in with the real read. You ever look on him face like, I want to that brother here, man. Look, watch out. Something about the man face anytime he run Uncle Ruel. Watch it again. Look on the man face. Like, see Grace McLean there, she is permanent secretary acting now. She did the chief education minister. Every time Dean-Rory Bernard and Ruel buck up, the man face ugly like. You understand? Something wrong for a long time. If you understand? Dean-Rory Bernard, the former permanent secretary in the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information, has come out swinging against the adverse findings. You know, adverse findings are like when them say well, at least test positive for sitting. The adverse findings of the Auditor General into the operations of the ministry during his tenure. On March the 20th, Prime Minister Andrew Michael Holness asked for the resignation of Portfolio Minister Ruel Augustus Reed regarding certain allegations in the public domain. A probe is currently underway by the Police and the Financial Investigations Division into allegations of corruption and misuse of public funds involving a number of institutions tied to Ruel Reed Foot, the Ministry of Education. The report tabled in Parliament in July painted a murky picture of the operations of the Ministry of Education. The place where employ me, Zine, as well as entities under its authority. Big up to the person who just dislike the stream. I know from the start about Ruel, somebody there come dislike the stream. I don't know if it's a helper or the close protection officer or the person who collect the debit card after Miss Doreen Miller pin it or Ruel himself. But somebody normally dislike the stream. Big up on yourself. Alright, watch out now. Zine, including the Caribbean Maritime University. Bernard, who has remained silent since he was reassigned to his new duties, communicated during a near midnight phone call on Friday the 14th, 2019. Zane is now speaking out and challenging Auditor General Pamela Monroe Ellis's report, accusing the AG department of potential libel. So he might accuse the Attorney General of potential libel. So lawsuit possible. In an exclusive with the Sunday Gleaner, I like call them name, you know. Father Peyton Place, big up yourself, you know, brother. You know what thing going on, we appreciate that something, you know. Because, you know what thing go? Yeah, man. Yeah, son. Right there, so big up yourself. Watch me now. In a Sunday Gleaner exclusive, I know me get the stories, the Gleaner, big up themselves. Thanks. Bernard said he categorically refutes any assertion that he bypassed the due diligence processes in the discharge of his job. He used the opportunity to address several adverse findings, while stating that he was not seeking exoneration. Let it be clear that I am not seeking exoneration in making these responses, as my hands are clean and my reputation and integrity remained unsullied, he said. He is challenging the findings of the country's highest accountant and auditor on procurement and contract award, contract splintering, and lack of monitoring for more than $1 billion of Jamaican taxpayers' money. Responding to the suggestions that the Ministry of Education did not commence the procurement process on a timely basis for activities in its operational and procurement plans for the completion of work before the school term last year, Bernard's defense was that directives were given. Who were the directives given from? A 5-year procurement inventory was shown to the auditors, as well as a proposed maintenance program for 2019-2020 for 130 schools, estimated at $1.2 billion. Bernard was upset that the report stated that the ministry provided no minutes of site meetings and monitoring reports, despite requests, preventing us from assessing the effectiveness of its monitoring responsibility. Instead, the ministry indicated that regular informal and planned meetings and site visits were conducted and notes taken of issues and concerns. The notes were not presented. There are no minutes. Notes were taken. Where the notes them there? Uncle Ruel, where the notes them there? Which one you help of them, brother? But that's a ask. These demonstrate the ministry's failure to properly plan and monitor the construction works to ensure the delivery of contract objectives. All the construction work exceeded the contractual deadline. So every contract with the ministry hand out exceed the delivery time frame. All the construction work exceeded the contractual deadline, resulting in time overruns. The ministry provided practical completion certificate for only one contract. The remaining 8 are yet to be completed. I'm tired already. The article long so. The former permanent secretary, admitted that the minutes were not provided, despite attempts to have the project managers complete them. But he bashed the report's conclusion, stating that the failure to provide documentation ought not to have led to the conclusion that the ministry and its officers failed to plan and monitor. So who forget the blame to a family? But that's an ask. He said he was reliably informed that minutes of the meeting which he chaired were given to the auditors. How then were these not consulted and commented on before such conclusions were arrived at? But the Auditor General said she not get none family. Zin, a permanent secretary, he said, cannot control site meetings, as it was the responsibility of the relevant officers, which he put in place. He insisted the minutes should have been there for scrutiny. The Auditor General said she received neither notes nor minutes. He also suggested that Monroe Ellis's office did not know what it was doing. The former permanent secretary in the Ministry of Education said the Auditor General Department, the highest accounting body in the country, don't know what they might do. My last. Where am I there now? Where am I there? Yeah. And he was offended at the use of the term time overrun. While I am not sure why the term was placed in the report, the procurement guidelines do not use the term time overrun. This is important as auditors are required to audit against criteria. That is, conditions are matched against standards. That is, laws, rules, guidelines, curriculars, etc. before a finding is made. The findings must also be influenced by the reasons for the variance between the condition and the criteria. The report failed to highlight these reasons. Brother, the report tell me, say, down the ministry, you know, misuse taxpayer money. Not you per se, but the Ministry of Education. Zane, taxpayers' money can be accounted for. Me don't want to hear nothing else. What you mean? Zane? Sherm's Goods. Good evening, Empress. How are you? Watch out now, peeps. He was also displeased that the ministry under him, as the accountable head, did not demonstrate that the procurement process was fair and transparent, particularly where the ministry signed 6 contracts with the same contract. I look handsome without my glass though. You see? I actually 2 man on the screen ugly. And then I didn't even know still. But alright. Ready I know. Listen what go on in the dance. Got them tune and big tune and money pull up tune them, you know. He said he was also displeased that the ministry under him as the accountable head did not demonstrate that the procurement process was fair and transparent. But what did he do? Particularly where the ministry signed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 contracts. With not 6 different contractors, you know, with the same contractor. Not on different days, you know, on the same day. Which could suggest splintering. That I'm not splintering. I crack up that, brother. No decision was taken in any opaque or any underhanded manner Bernard charged. He said the use of the word splintering was potentially libelous. Me's not no liar, but me not say the big deal. As it implied and could denote a conspiracy to deceive. She never say you are deceived, but she said somebody was deceiving. She didn't call your name, sir. The 6 contracts, he said, were for different schools. So why one company gets 6 contracts for 6 different schools, pan they say, is who get the contract? I wonder if I see him, you get the contract. I'm just ask. Each with its own legal identity and each with its own local authority requirements. How could these situations have amounted to such a potentially libelous statement? Well, so the Auditor General then, brother, if you feel so strongly about it. That would be interesting to see where that lawsuit go. Because I promise you if that lawsuit is done, more revelations will be made. So me have more things to talk about. More things. So peeps, we've been having a situation. Now let me get them fellas here off of my screen. Eh? They want to take long though. I may take them off long time now. Alright, yeah. We've been having a situation where there has been public discussions and discourse to the effect that the use of profane language, expletives, bad word, as we say in Jamaica, should not be permitted in public spaces. See? And the debate is getting to a fever pitch level now as newly appointed Senator for the People's National Party, Dr. Arili Party, two party but at the same sad song them play. Dr. Andre Horton has indicated that he will be pushing for a review of the Town and Communities Act, under which persons accused of using Jamaican bad words or profanities are prosecuted. Following the review, Horton said he will likely move a motion in the Senate to give permission for bad words to be used during certain events, including a dance hall setting. Horton, who is the caretaker candidate for the People's National Party in West Central St. James constituency, lamented in a Facebook post that Jamaicans are being prosecuted for using so-called bad words when other countries were profiting from the same words. He cited in his post Belgium, which has, for a number of years, been staging a music festival which is given the name of one of the most popular profanities used in Jamaica. The BC word. I saw the festival name, the BC Festival. The 2019 edition of the show will feature some of Jamaica's top dancehall artists. Foreigners are selling bad words, beer, and hosting festivals, benefiting from our culture, while we continue to vilify these harmless words. We originated these words, Horton said. He argued that the words have no real meaning. Rather, they are just accused of being bad words. The university lecturer said the words were actually comical to the rest of the world, as a majority of non-Jamaicans are unable to comprehend them. We should own and embrace them and collect them from the patents each time they are uttered by non-Jamaicans. He said, well, collect from the patents, or patents if you prefer. Let's free up dancehall. Dancehall can't stall forever and ever. Last month, dancehall night at the world famous Reggae Sumfest ended prematurely when the police pulled the plug on the event at the Jam Park Catching Hall venue, in part because several performers had used indecent language while they were on stage. Patrons were left livid at the decisions of the security forces. Meanwhile, Audit expressed concern that over the weekend, the police warned Japan-based sound system Mighty Crown to desist from using Jamaican bad words as they competed at the fully loaded stage show. See? So speaking on last Wednesday, he said, I think they should be allowed to use them in the dance hall if they want to. I don't think that children are there or Christian people are there. He argued that a sound clash amounted to a war between competing sound operators, and as such, some leeway should be given. Horton also argued that entertainers should be facilitated in the same way. Actors are allowed to use the guns in movies, but where the possession of the said weapon is otherwise illegal. This is my take on this bad word thing. If you have a stage show that is being televised and broadcast, and children are probably in the venue, and people are saying why children are in the venue, but the unfortunate reality, children are watch. I don't necessarily think that a artist need to go up on a stage show like some first go cuss up no only a bad word. Zin? I might view that. If you have a dance or a club settings, zine or a sound clash where adults alone involved, then me personally I have no issue with no man I use no expletive, especially in our sound clash settings. You understand? Zine? But the reality is that if we are say, yo, every and any public event, expletives for be permitted, me can't get on to that. Because a man can go do him set and him no need for use a bad word. But in a certain situations and contexts, then me really and truly not to have an issue with the use of profane language in certain situations and contexts. I might view that still. I think we have bigger issues to contend with. You understand? Than this bad word thing. Ramsey Shipping, greetings Teach, good conversation. Been listening for a good while, more than 2 years now. Blessings, you know, family. Ramsey Shipping. See? And thing. Bless up. So you know, you can't really sense one club or one dance hall event where adults alone did this thing. But in public spaces where other persons are there, then I don't know. I suppose some things we can agree if we disagree on. You understand? Zine. But I sure like some fest, when I see when a man need to go up on stage go cuss bad word. You understand what I say? In a world-class situation, dancehall, that hardcore dancehall, then me not have no issue if a selector or cost too bad word. In all honesty, me I tell you the truth. Zin, if you're going in club settings where adults alone supposed to in there, me not have no issue if a selector or cost too bad word. But when you have one event like stage show, then like Sumfest, you can't have artists that go up on Sumfest or cost, but that's not necessary, family. You see? So I suppose circumstances alter cases, I suppose. Yeah? So peeps, I want to end with two excerpts from Jamaica's goodly Prime Minister, Andrew Holness. Them say my phone lock. See? And thing. Andrew Holness would have been in recent times dealing with the situation concerning the Cockpit country mining thing. You understand? He would have declared his statutory thing recently, and him have a lot to say. You understand me? I say, Zane, let me say I can find one video where him very angry. I don't know who trouble him or who trouble them. We don't know, right? So this is the Prime Minister recently after him declare him thing. He was a very livid man. I don't know who trouble him.
As if them think that we are going to sit down and allow the propagandists, the mischief people who parade as if they are paragons of virtue, as if they are independent voices when they are only parading as, you know what, let me get back to my speech. When they are only operating as representatives under the quiet. We have worked very hard to do good things for this country, and we will not sit down and remain quiet and stand by. We have been a government of good policies, and we are also going to be the government of good politics.
Let me play again. I want to know who trouble you pay me.
As if them think that we are going to sit down and allow the propagandists, the mischief people who parade as if they are paragons of virtue, as if they are independent voices when they are only parading as, you know what, let me get back to my speech. When they are only operating as representatives under the quiet. We have worked very hard to do good things for this country, and we will not sit down and remain quiet and stand by. We have been a government of good policies, and we are also going to be the government of good politics.
You know, being the man that have a laugh all that time. Me don't know who trouble the Prime Minister, see? But him say a few things where me find that me need to address. Him basically come across in another video.
That we are going to sit down and allow the propagandists, the mischief people who parade as if they are paragons of virtue, as if they are independent voices when they are only parading as, you know what, let me get back.
What them parading as Mr. Prime Minister, I wish I did say. What me get from this is that the Prime Minister was very upset. And it would suggest to me that the Prime Minister is suggesting, you see, say, people not on the right for talk. Because you the Prime Minister call the people them, the propagandists and the mischief maker. So the moment you talk against certain things, you will become a mischief maker. And people who are pretending to be independent voices have an agenda. Like, why can somebody not speak what they think and be objective, and is that a problem? Why is the Prime Minister? Because it's basically, when you listen to this, it's a threat, this, you know. If you think we are going to stand by, this is how the brother get shot the other day. I mean, not like a phone thing or sometime, you know. Alright, I say I can't find it. You see? Boom. Yeah. Because
as if them think that we are going to sit down and allow the propagandists, the mischief people who parade as if they are paragons of virtue.
They make a
as
sad
if they are
mistake.
independent voices when they are only parading as, you know what, let me get back to my speech.
Get back to your speech, boss.
When they are only operating as representatives under the quiet. We have worked very hard to do good things for this country, and we will not sit down and remain quiet and stand by. We have been a government of good policies, and we are also going to be the government of good politics.
This, as Mr. Peep, this is what me I get from that something there. Like, you're not supposed to, you're not have no right to criticize. Nothing at all. All them things are real read that say one at a time, you know. Until, you understand what I say? Zine. So, I not get that. I not understand where the Prime Minister come from with that. Like, people are, we live in a democratic country. What you say? Government badness and jewelness. You understand what I say? So, I feel like I talk loud. I not understand, first, I not understand the context in which this clip what was said. Zine is the permanent secretary, the cabinet secretary posted on him Twitter feed. Zine, I say, oh, interesting. Zine, this now is the Prime Minister addressing the let me say, I can fix something I want. Picture in picture. Yeah, I want to scream. Yeah, I say I can work with this. So this is probably better. Yeah, I address the cockpit country situation. You know my perspective on that already. I would have stated it. He came back and he spoke recently. I want to listen to what he have to say.
We, in seeking to protect the cockpit country, we examined the areas that have the feature of the cockpit, and then we looked at areas that depend on it, such as the forests, and we looked as well as the biodiversity that lives on it, the animals and the plants that live in that forest, and we protected that as well. And then we examined the issue of hydrology, meaning the water that is related to that area flows into the area and flows out of the area, the sinkholes and the various caves and crevices through which water enters and seeps underground, and we protected those as well. For many decades, the country has been trying to come up with a boundary, a definition of what is the cockpit country. And after many years of consultations and reports, we finally had several positions, not all different positions, that we could bring together and determine the boundary. We were able to bring all the perspectives together, and we agreed upon a boundary for the cockpit country. That boundary will be enshrined in law.
Sure.
And within that boundary, there will be no mining. And within that boundary as well, certain agricultural practices will be banned, such as slash and burn, the use of dangerous chemicals. And it will be a regulated space to protect that water bank of Jamaica and to protect the forests that grows in the cockpit country and to generally protect that area as a national ecological park for Jamaica. Now, there are areas around the cockpit country that are thought to be part of what is culturally considered the cockpit country. The cockpit country was where the Maroons lived. And it is where the British could not go. It is where the British were defeated in battle. So the sensitivities around the cockpit country are not just environmental, they are also historical and cultural. So the government understands all of this. We are very sensitive to it. The prospect of mining is not something that we contemplate easily. The areas of the cockpit country that we have defined
We.
are what we consider to be the most environmentally sensitive areas. Areas adjoining the cockpit country, in close proximity to the cockpit country, those areas are sensitive as well and have to be protected. We hear the cries of the people about the preservation of those areas. And that is why we have said that before there can be any contemplation of anything such as mining or any environmentally damaging practices, those things must be thoroughly studied. And there is now a process which I gather has now been completed of the conduct of an environmental impact assessment. And that will come to us. That doesn't mean that any decision will be made. All it means is that we have followed a process.
No, peeps. The last statement we make, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that any decision will be made. All it means is that we have followed a process. You hear? All it means is that we have followed a process. For what? Appease some people. Keywords. The area that we have defined as the cockpit country. The area that we have protected as the cockpit country. The areas adjoining to the cockpit country are very delicate. And before any contemplation can be made, they have to be studied thoroughly. So an environmental impact study has been commissioned, and I gather that it has been completed, and we will get the results. It doesn't mean a decision will be made, but it means that we would have followed a process. Peeps, I don't know about anybody. You understand? But that speech, again, is a lot to do with what is wrong with Jamaican politicians. He says he hear the cries and the pleas of the people. What are you doing to attend to the cries and the pleas of the people? We hear the concerns of the people. Yes, the cockpit country is where the Maroon defeated the British. The British couldn't go, but the Jamaican government shall go. I've said it already, and I'll say it again. Me don't tell you no already. No area where span St. James, Trelawney, St. Elizabeth, that has been defined, and St. Ann, part of it, has been defined historically as the cockpit country should be prospected for mining or should be mined. No area there so. Make it worse. No area in, beside, above, against the area there should be mined. No mining not supposed to go on nowhere there so. Close or not close. Simple maths. We keep on a sing. No mining shall take place in the cockpit country protected area. No mining shall take place in the cockpit country protected area. But it is not just that area, family. We're talking about the entire cockpit country. Me have pictures and let me find them. See? We're not talking about just that area. We're talking about the entire cockpit country. I'm not coming to do no cockpit country stream. But this is the cockpit country as I know it. And this is the cockpit country area that should be protected. And nowhere in the red line here, nowhere beside the red line here, nowhere near the red line here should be mined, Mr. Prime Minister. Simple maths that. Why we're having this debate. Yes, it was the PNP who signed the lease. But yes, the PNP is no longer in power. The Jamaica Labour Party is in power. Do what must be done to rescind, to retract the mining lease granted to Noranda backside for those era. Whatever money that needs to be paid, pay it. Because you don't find money if you keep birthday party with $1,000 cake and $3,000 out of liquor and all of them something. And party pan boat and them something. So right now, that look how something I want to say a cockpit country. This is just a cock where the pit there. All SML 172 and 173, at that we interested in a family. We not interested in a long talking. You understand what I mean? So we been at here the talking. Seeing action we want no mining nowhere in a cockpit country. You understand what I say? Mr. Owens is a very smooth talker. You understand? Mr. Owens is becoming quite the orator. You see me? But at the end of the day, we're talking a go. You feel what I say? The cockpit country is this. And right now, I take off the people that contribute for sure nothing. Right now, right along the line, from the tip you saw at Ulster Spring, go right up to Jackson Town, them cut out a cockpit country. Why? And this on the backside there, the real backside. Peeps, I hate that, you know. I call it a day. Big up on yourself. You understand me? I say, you know, we stream again Friday 7:30. Zane will probably stream during the week 6 o'clock. Top story. If any big story come around, you know what I think? I don't know more long talking. I'm tired of them. You see me? I say, and thing, and people are going to put on them political hats now, and you're going to say teach a PNP. Then when I cuss the government, when I cuss the PNP, I say me a labor right. Then I guess when I cuss the two of them, I must end them. So I'm not very dark like my shirt. You understand me? I say peace, big up on yourself. We appreciate the continued support, you know what I mean? For the people them who dedicate them Sunday evenings and them Friday nights a few hours to listen to me chat out my face. Big up on yourself. We appreciate that. Because I know me not you know. You know what I mean? For the people that will continue to criticize, big up on yourself. You understand? One brother come on recently on the stream. After I stream I say, yo, I be myself, I come here come talk about get to the point. Get to the point! Can't this there someone and I don't understand some people. Maybe if big up people in the stream again, much less. But some people come here and as them come, they don't even sit down and wait. Just like some people you will do a video. Other man watch the first 30 seconds of the video, then him formulate for him opinion. Now watch the video you know, adjust certain things in the video you know. But him a comment and a ask question, this and that, and the answer in the video. Like, I don't understand how to do things sometimes. But big up on yourself. Peeps, manners and respect. You understand? We're there. As I say, YouTube is becoming very irritating and annoying. It is becoming more and more difficult to actually make some money on YouTube. Zane, next thing, I know some people depend on the channel for a lot of the news items coming out of the country. But really and truly, I don't want my channel to be seen as a news channel. This is not a news channel. This is a channel where I bring across certain aspects of Jamaica, be it news related, be it something historical, something. You understand? At that image I want to keep my channel as. And when I do the news story them, man kill man this or man kill woman this or video them now make no money. You understand what I say? And I work. I've invested a lot of time and energy and money into that something here. So I intend to make some money. So if I not make no money, then if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. But no, so you're not going to make money on all videos. And some videos is bigger than the money. You understand? Because every video have its importance, you know. But at the end of the day, you have to understand, say, the bills have to pay. Light, you know, my face, internet, I use everything. You understand what I say? Seeing and thing. So, you know what I think of peeps. I work where I work. You guys need to go subscribe. No, for go follow me on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter and them places. I build my social media pages them. Probably can subsidize certain things in the future. So I don't know what me ticker there for that. Like me I search it and I can't find it. See it there, but me I search it a long time. So Facebook there so teach them, Instagram 16 there so, Twitter there so, and the second channel Jamaica. I'm gonna go check out that. I promise that I will upload on Jamaica more regularly going forward, starting sometime next week. You know what I think and thing. Peeps, big up on yourself. You understand? It is still Sunday evening. You know, some people still at the road. You see me? Be careful. If you must drink, do not drive. If you must drive, do not drink. You understand? Yeah, man. Load the headphones them, load the Bluetooth headpiece them. Keep your phones in your pockets and in your bags. Use them only when you need them. Load the whole heap of jewelry and something. You understand? Walk with only the cash that you need. If you must take public transportation, try to travel in a group. If you can't travel in a group, know the do's and the don'ts. You answer me? I say, take the license plate number. Send it go give somebody. Tell people you're there. Tell people where you go. Always follow your instinct. If it feels wrong, it is wrong. Trust absolutely no one. The people them every move they make them post it on social media and them status stop. People are watching them. People are planning for doing things. Be careful. But the people them will live them relationships in them social media status. You don't need to stop. You understand me? I say, put some respect for your name, man. You see it? I say Anointed Strong Maroon, Destiny Rose, Danny Blackhorse, Miss Millicent Thomas McDermott, Grace Abel, Ken Prosper, Peyton Place, Peyton, big up yourself in that, Dante Dan, Miss Kanaika Chisholm, Crystal Clean, Sherms Goods, Ron Atri, Empress D. Ruben, Miss Joan Gray, Miss Carleen Vidal, God favored me, James Bond, my brother, big up yourself in a youth. Yeah, so I say Miss Grace Abel Finnar, the man with the girls MC a star. Miss Paulette Morgan, Delroy Stewart, bro, big up yourself, you know. Miss Sandra G, big up yourself, you know, Empress. You understand me? I say Level 100 TV. You understand? Adila, big up yourself in the family. Miss Destiny Rose, Netta G, Nas 306, Reasoning, Arlene Smith, Dante Dan, Julian Gillis, Miss Joy Cynthia Daly. Good evening, Miss Daly. How are you? What's the about? Glenmore Harris, Ortiz Henry, Barry J, Miss Pearly Simpson. Who else the about? Piccolo son, big up yourself and brother. You know what thing here, you know what I mean? Diamond Clark, you know my Diamond Socks. Big up yourself and a Diamond. Top Max, Seymour Johnson. Blessings every time in a family. Who else? Juicy J, big up yourself and a brother. The Royal General, the place boss, big up yourself. Peeps, me I call the name now, I see on the screen. You know what I mean? I can't call the name if I don't see it. Father Light Chatbot, big up yourself and a big brother, Wagwan. Father Omar Blake, manners, you know. You see? Shamar Low, big up yourself. Craig Creations, Omar Guthrie, DeAndre Small. Brother, you good? Angela Martin, Jory Bryan. Good evening, my friend. How are you? You understand? So, peeps, you know what I think? ESP, my brother. Manners and respect, you know. You good, sir? You see? So, peeps, I hate that. You see me? One next week, you know, jam down and start, you know. Hopefully, there's less foolishness to talk about come Friday night or during the week. Miss Evelyn Brown, good evening. You see me? I say, thanks for the support again, guys. I can't overstress that. Mr. Holness, you alright, you know. You understand? I don't know when you're going to be rural lawyer. But leave rural alone. But best education minister ever. You go on. You understand me? I say, and thing. Peeps, you know what thing go. Have a productive week. Zane. Cassonil, DJ, Militants Road. Big up yourself in the name long, but blessings. You understand? Be the reason why somebody smile. Make a difference in somebody's life. You know, a pat on the shoulder, a word of encouragement. Seeing a hug. Buying somebody lunch. Offering somebody some dinner. Something. You understand? Try to make somebody feel better about themselves, because ultimately it will make you feel better about yourself. Hope them have fire you, go fire me. Yeah, well, at the end of the day, probably never mind. But that big up yourself, Sir Oles. Peeps, you know what thing go? Friday, 7:30. Make it a date and don't be late. Don't look for it. Get book for it. Maybe we do top stories during the week. I don't know. I'll look out for that. 6 o'clock each day. You understand? Walk good. Step with Jah. You see? And thing. Peace. Big up on yourself until them time. You understand what I say? Yeah, man. I'm out.
Teach them. Hey, yo, hello. Send the message and make it reach them. It's teach them. Right here. Warlord representing.
Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment below. Remember to like and share the video. Don't forget to subscribe for more awesome content. Follow me on social media and check out the suggested videos on screen. This is Teach saying, until next time, walk good, my friends.